oh yeah, I'm high maintenance. I take care of myself. I do what I got to do. I maintain all of this highness. Hey, welcome back to my channel, or just welcome if you're new. My name is Eboni Harris, and I'm a serial entrepreneur based in Houston, Texas. So this is part 3 of the Get Ready With Me that has extended over 3 weeks. This is the final part, so we'll get back to the regularly scheduled program next week. A little bit. We'll do a regular video and then we might get another Get Ready With Me, but I'm going to try to do a lot better of not having to like cut it up into 3 different parts. But this one is probably my favorite one. This is talking about high maintenance and what to do when someone calls you high maintenance. What does it mean? Do you take that internally? Do you put it back on them? That type of stuff. So I hope you enjoy it. Please like the video, subscribe, all of that, and we'll be back to regular normal videos and regular intros and outros and a little preview and all of that, hopefully by next week. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy. If you are called high maintenance in the wild, and this is not someone who knows you truly, who really understands you and knows who you are, this is their way of negging you, right? And whether or not you're high maintenance or not does not matter, because again, I hear this so many times and I'm always curious about like, what does that matter? And I've heard versions of this even for me in the past, not really now because I don't talk to strangers, but in the past I've heard versions of this about me that's like, and I felt the way I felt. I was very young. I'm thinking of a very specific incident where someone was like, someone who I was not interested in, who I would not date, who I did not want to date, anything like that. But he ended up saying to me, well, you wouldn't date me anyway because you are whatever it was. It wasn't high maintenance. I can't remember what it exactly was, but he was like, you wouldn't date me anyway because you are X, right? And it was like, he was basically saying like, you are out of my league, might have been what he said, because you're out of my league or something like that. And me being the young, naive girl who was just like, no, I'm so down to earth. I'm so chill. Why would you think that? I don't want anybody to ever think I'm out of their league, blah, 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 blah. I don't know if I was out of that man's league, but I know I wouldn't date him. I know I wasn't interested in dating him. I know I would never date him, right? And so when he said that, though, I felt like I needed to defend myself in saying like, but no, I'm not, I mean, like, and it turned into this thing. And then, of course, what happened next, well, it was fine because he wasn't available anyway. But then the conversation shifted to like, oh, so would you date me? And it kind of turned into this place of like, now I have to be like, oh, well, you have a girlfriend. So no, like it turned into this thing where in reality, I wouldn't date him. And whether it was a league thing or whatever, him saying that immediately put me on a defense, which then led like him having an opening to see if I would like, oh, well then maybe, right? And I think it's the same thing with the high maintenance. And I don't even know if it's like they actually know what they're doing as much as just it's the game that's been taught. It's the worst. And maybe they do. Maybe they know exactly what they're saying and that's why they're saying it. But it puts you on the defense and you shouldn't be. So it's negging. And if you don't know what negging is, negging is this term that came up from like the pickup artists. I think it was like early 2000s. These men who struggled to like date women. And then this man who was kind of a weird guy to me. But again, I wasn't his target audience. I'm a black woman. He wasn't trying to check for me anyway. But he was weird and eccentric and had all this stuff. And he would do all this extra stuff to get attention to women. And then he would immediately come in with an insult. So negging is an insult or is meant to insult or undermine someone in the belief that diminished self-confidence will make them more receptive to sexual advances. So if I say that you're high maintenance, you're going to immediately defend that, and it proves that like, oh, okay, well then maybe we could talk, right? It's kind of like oh, okay, then you're not that, you're down to earth. I could talk to you, or you don't expect that much from people, or you don't expect that much from a man or a woman or whoever you're dating. And it really like kind of brings you down to like their level. First off, why are we being brought down to people's levels? Either you rise to the occasion or you don't. That is the option. Either you decide, you see me, you decide who I am based on nothing, right? Because you probably don't even know me. But if you make a decision on, oh, she likes the finer things in life because she's drinking a Ketel One martini, $10, $15, whatever. But she's drinking a $15 drink. And because she's drinking a $15 drink, that must mean she's at this level. That must mean she's out of my league and I cannot date her. Or I shouldn't approach her. So instead of just not approaching her, I'm going to come to her and say, oh, you must be high maintenance because you sitting here drinking at the bar by yourself. What? You must be high maintenance because you got your nails done. Just put these press-ons on 5 minutes ago, but okay, right? You must be high. And it becomes this thing. And then you, as the person receiving the information, feels the need to say like, well, no, I just like being, I want to have a drink. I don't have anybody to come with, so I can't. Well, no, I like this, but I can also drink a daiquiri, or I can also, drink some gin. And You start to defend the behavior to someone who does not know you. You start to defend the behavior to someone who has no clue who you are and have made a judgment based on one thing. I make a judgment because you decided to go out and treat yourself to dinner. I make a judgment because you're sitting by yourself reading a book. I make a judgment because you look like you're put together. And so in my head, that means you're high maintenance, your hair done, your nails done, whatever. You have lashes. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, whatever it is. Now I've decided that you're high maintenance. I didn't ask you to maintain me, number one. Number two, if I'm high maintenance, then why are you talking to me, right? And I think, again, it takes us to this space of like, we get defensive about it because it feels like it's a negative thing, right? We feel like it's something wrong with being high maintenance. When you didn't even label yourself that. This person is, if you label yourself that, then you probably have a little bit more confidence about it, right? Like, oh yeah, I'm high maintenance. I take care of myself. I do what I got to do. I maintain all of this highness, right? I maintain this status myself. So yes, I'm high maintenance and I can maintain it. What does that have to do with you? But if you feel like, oh, but I'm like, again, like I'll describe myself when I was in my 20s. And even now I still describe myself that way. But if somebody called me high maintenance now, I'd be like, cool, thanks. Thank you. I'm glad you see it. But very down to earth, very jeans and a t-shirt girl. Very much like, I wear makeup for videos. You probably, if you catch me on a random day, I probably don't have no makeup on. Things like that where it's kind of like, I know who I am outside of like certain parts of my life. If I'm speaking, I'm going to look a certain way. If I'm going out to dinner with my girls or going on a date or something, then yes, I might put a little bit more effort, be a little bit cuter or whatever. But on a day-to-day, I know who I am, how I spend my time, how I like to spend my time, all that kind of stuff. But that does not mean I don't like to have nice things and enjoy the finer things in life here and there. And so if that makes me high maintenance, that makes me high maintenance. But Eboni in her 20s, if somebody said I was high maintenance, I would feel the need to prove that I'm not. No. Oh, these are just press-ons. These aren't real nails. Like, oh, no. I mean, yeah, my hair is done today, but yesterday I looked a mess. Oh, no, this t-shirt, yeah, this is a friend's t-shirt. It was cheap, though. I didn't spend a lot of money. Like, it becomes like this, I need to prove it. And then what that does is give them an end to feel like, oh, okay, well, if you're not high maintenance, then like, let's exchange numbers. If you're not high maintenance, then we should be able to hang out, right? And then it means they can treat you how they want to treat you because you're not high maintenance and you've just proven to me that I don't have to like meet your standard. Now, what kind of sense does that make? So I just think when somebody says anything that's kind of like it's supposed to be a compliment, but we take it negatively, we feel it negatively, take a second to say like, why do I care? This person does not know me. This person is, if me being out and having a drink at the same exact place you're out having a drink at means I'm high maintenance. Oh, okay, I guess we both high maintenance because we sitting there together drinking. Right? If me being somewhere by myself minding my business, but I'm cute means I'm high maintenance. Okay, I'm high maintenance. Cool. Like, because obviously we have different definitions of high maintenance. So if I'm your definition of high maintenance, cool. Like, I don't need to prove anything to anybody that does not know me. I do not need to prove anybody to anybody whose opinion of me is not even important. And if we define the word differently, then it really doesn't matter how you define it, right? We read it from different books. If we're reading it from different books, I don't need to like try to explain myself to you because if your definition of high maintenance is somebody's out having a drink by herself, and my definition might be someone who's on a weekly maintenance schedule, someone who lives in a certain type of home, someone who drives a certain type of car, someone who spends this amount of money that's my definition and this is your definition. So we read from different books. We got different dictionaries, so it don't even matter, right? Yeah, I'm high maintenance for you. But for what I consider high maintenance, I'm probably more low, but whatever. But again, we have to stop trying to explain ourselves to people who don't matter. We have to stop trying to explain ourselves to people who don't know us. And we have to be confident in I show up how I show up, and how you perceive that is about you and not me. If you perceive me as being high maintenance, that is about you and your opinion of yourself and your opinion of what people deserve and value and all that kind of stuff, not mine, because I have my own definition. So, okay, we're going to stop there because I feel like this got a little long. So we're going to stop there. Thank you all for watching. Let me know, how would you reply if someone came up to you and was like, oh, you're high maintenance. You must be high maintenance. Tell me give me a clever response, because I love when people bring it up. I want to be able to have a list of like clever responses I could tell them. But give me a list. Tell me how do you respond to someone who tries to neg you, who tries to come in and tell you something that's supposed to be a compliment, but they're saying it in a way that is clearly to make you feel defensive or make you try to manipulate you, right? Let me know how you respond to that. But if you like the video, please subscribe so I can know that you like the video. Also, like the video. That will help. And I'll talk to y'all next time. That's all. Bye.